In this third video of small changes, we're going to cover 5 small things that have changed in Unreal Engine 4.18. The first one is a quick and simple way to now remove vertex colors from items in our content browser. And actually, if we just click on an item that has vertex colors, I can show you it does. These are the vertex colors assigned to this static mesh. You can see we have some green and some red. If I was to now right click, I can remove vertex colors. I'll go and do that. We'll remove it from the selected mesh. If we go back in and choose vertex colors, you'll now notice we have no vertex colors. Something small, but it's nice and handy. You don't have to go out to your DCC program anymore to remove vertex colors from a static mesh. Next one is going to be an LOD Picker. Previously, we had a list of all of our LODs, and they were in one section, and it made it a little bit cumbersome if you had a lot of LODs. So, in one of the recent versions of Unreal Engine, they compacted it. So now we have our LOD 0, or for example, 1, 2, 3. So it's a nice drop down, it's nice and compartmentalized. However, I can't compare them. It makes it a little difficult if I want to see what my values are between two different LODs. Well, we now have the LOD Picker, which you can see here. By default, if you click on Custom, what it's going to do is basically give you all of those LODs in a row, like you can see here. So I can compare 0 to 1 or 1 to 2. And the nice thing is you just check the ones you want. So let's say I want to see between 0 and 1 what my values are for my screen size. Well, here's 0 and 1. Or, well, 0 is going to be my base, so let's compare 0 against 3 so we can see how much smaller it is. Nice and simple. You just click on Custom. By default, it's unchecked, and you'll get them all in this nice drop down. If you go ahead and click Custom, you'll go ahead and end up with this Custom Picker, and just choose the ones you want to see. Next thing is going to be our dual key bindings. Previously, every key bound inside of our engine was bound to a single individual shortcut. Now we have another column for dual key bindings. It's really simple. Most games have them, so it's something they added. It allows you to easily free up your keyboard for multiple things, or maybe you allow 2 different people to do things. Again, it's really simple. I mean, like we have toggle floor, it's bound to the O key. Maybe I want it to be something else. Just click on it, type in dual binding, and you're done. A nice, easy way to have dual key bindings inside of the keyboard shortcuts for the editor. The content browser and the audit windows can now export their data out to CSV files. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, here's a simple one. Let's go in here and let's pull up my animations in my mannequin. Let's say I wanted to give this information to someone else. I wanted to let them know, which animations I had or maybe some other information. If you click on View Options now and go to Columns, this information that you see here, so we have our name column, our type column, etc., etc., all of this can now be exported out to a CSV file. We have column selected. Now at the bottom, we have export to CSV, and then you go and you just name it. Simple as that. And it can be done for anything that has a content. So like, for example, here's some textures. I want to know my textures. I'm going to give my texture artist wants to know the settings we have in there. Oh, look, we have one of them that happens to be not the same as the rest. Maybe we need to reevaluate that. Doesn't matter. Again, export to CSV. We'll export it out. If I was to go ahead and open that back up, so let me open up a file explorer and let me find that file. Here we go. And click on WordPad. That is not very helpful. Here we go. Here's what we have. We have our topics, we have our columns, and we have all the data inside of our columns in a CSV file that you can import into an Excel spreadsheet or any other spreadsheet program. Again, it's only accessible under column view though, because under tile or list view, export's not going to show up. The last one is going to be actually a pretty big change. It was kind of tucked at the bottom, and I'm curious how many people this might bite. The default port for the simple networking inside of Unreal Engine 4, so for example, if you hit number of players 2 or you do the dedicated server options, the simple networking, it's no longer 7777. It's 17777. Let me show you that. If you go into our Play Advanced Settings, this is going to pull up the advanced settings. We now have a new multiplayer option in here called Server Port. the port that's used for simple networking. And you can see it defaults to 17777. You can obviously change that back if you want to. You can change it to whatever you want. That's what's nice. It's exposed in the editor now.